Hello, my wonderful viewers, and welcome to another episode of Betty Adams Overanalyzes. Today we are taking a nice long look at chapter 48 of Kaiju number 8, and boy and howdy is there so much here. There is wholesome, heartfelt joy, a father's love for his daughter, an officer's devotion to his men, a friend's true happiness for a friend's success and well-being. There is terrifying fear and potential for unspeakable tragedy. But most important to me, there is now a solid vector that supports what was by far and away the weakest point in my current favorite theory. But before I get into all that, I am going to give you a chance to click away from all of the spoilers. When this video airs, it will be the last 48 hours of your chance. Nope, that's when I'm recording this. When this video airs, it will be the very last day of your chance to get my book on Indiegogo. Humans Are Weird. We took a vote. Monty Python meets Star Trek in this book of human absurdity. A perfect Halloween purchase. Available on Indiegogo until October 31st. Get your copy now. It's your last chance. But anyway, we got some information about Numbers Weapon 1, which at the time I read it, I was enthralled with. It was exactly the kind of biological realism that makes me so happy with Matsumoto's work. The superpowers that Number 1's weapons grants the wielder are well within the realm of possibility and blend just perfectly with both sides of Narumi's character that we've seen. The seat of the pants reactions and his brilliant on-site analysis. The first 10 pages of the story are dedicated to this element of the story. It was beautiful, perfect even, and by page 11 I really couldn't give a rip about it. I shoved that into deep storage for further theory analysis so fast that I think I sprained my mental filing drawers, because then the professional daughter finally got the paternal encouragement and praise she had been craving. Yes, I know it's a tired old manga trope, but Matsumoto does it so well. Please excuse me as I shed a manly tear. Who cares if I'm a man or not? When there is this much fatherly love and brotherly compassion in a scene, the most feminine female on the planet sheds a manly tear. You see, Big Daddy Shinomiya and his feral deputy director are sitting there smiling and basking in their shared joy at how much Kikoru and Narumi have matured and grown stronger. And we get the series of smiles, genuine smiles, the like of which we've never seen before on Big Daddy Shinomiya. He's just so proud of his little girl, and Narumi, and even Kafka comes in for his share of the praise. Meanwhile, Vice Captain Hasegawa is marveling at how effective a team Narumi and Kaiju number 8 make, until finally every Antioju is dead and an exhausted Kafka transforms down beside the equally exhausted Kikoru. They heave a sigh, their shoulders slump, and they lift their fists in a tired but victorious fist bumps. That is when Papa Shinomiya's voice comes over the air. In one sentence, he addresses all three of the battle's main players. He praises Narumi, who is busy actually being responsible and thoughtful for once and doesn't really react. Then Shinomiya calls Kafka by his name in front of everybody over the open comm lines. A small, subtle act of command. This isn't Kaiju number 8, this is Officer Habino. Then my heart swells like the Grinch's think of it. Then Iso Shinomiya openly and warmly praises his daughter Kikoru over the open comm lines in front of everybody. There is just so much in this moment, so much backstory that's led up to this moment over the past 47 chapters. You know what this means to Kikoru. This is her whole world coming right in this moment. But the crazy thing, from the panels, that is not what her first thought was about. If Kikoru had been thinking about her own relationship with her father, there are certain artistic tells we should look for. If her years and years of craving his approval and praise, her attention would have been turned inward. Her eyes would have unfocused. Perhaps her hand would have raised to her heart. And we do see all this in her reaction, but not for several panels. Remember, Papa Shinomiya did all that in one short sentence. So all of his praise fell in Kikoru's ears at once. And the part that she responded to was his using Kafka's name. Shinomiya's recognition of Kafka as a person. And instead of turning her attention inward, her first action is to turn her face to Kafka with a look of joy and relief on it. Her friend is that much safer. This is the action of the girl who promised her mother that nobody would die on her battlefield. her father recognizes Kafka as human. The interests of her father and her best friend are no longer at loggerheads, and she wants to make sure that Kafka heard that too. And you know what? It wasn't just Kokoru who had a selfless reaction. Kafka was looking right back at her with that classic Kafka smile. His first thought was what her father's praise would mean to her. This relationship, well, all of the relationships really, but this one in particular is so wholesome, so beautiful. I could just weep for the joy it brings me. Kafka really is a brother to Kokoru, rather that 1 in 1,000 who's closer than a brother. So each turns to the other and the joy of the moment is doubled. The tired slope of their shoulders is gone, and when their father and commander orders them to continue to help with the cleanup, they snap out their salutes and Rogers with more energy than they had before the battle began. Now, let me bask in this moment. The love, the joy, the human connection. A moment crafted so perfectly by the creator out of the suffering of the former chapters that you don't even think about it in the moment. But these characters have earned this moment. What? No, why would I be interested in what Narumi is doing over there? I mean, he came in for his share of the praise, so what's that? Oh, right, it is time for the plot twist. So what? We all saw it coming from the start of this chapter. I and a few others saw it coming from chapters way back. I mean, clearly, if Kaiju number 9 can sprout 2 bodies, he can sprout more than 2 bodies. We've discussed this. So it's time for his 3rd body to crop up and skewer Narumi. After all, this is a Shonen Jump manga. It's time for the on-field battle commander to take a massive hit when the monster revivifies itself. And there's the alarm. I wonder if Narumi is going to get literally skewed or just shot. Maybe blown sky high. I mean, after all, Kaiju number 9 is going to want that number 1 weapon. Oh, dear sweet mangaka, no! That corkscrew plot twist. So delicious, so painful. When it comes to my manga, I am a masochist after all, and so drive that knife in and hurt me more, Matsumoto. Now. There is one thing that I have to say. I didn't have time to get this out in its own video because I have been marketing my book so much, but I have had a theory, and it hasn't been proven or disproven yet, so I'm going to get it out now. Over the past chapters, Matsumoto has made an issue of pointing out how even Big Daddy Shinomiya didn't fully trust Kafka yet. Captain Narumi was ready to take Kafka down. They fully expected Kaiju number 8 to go berserk again, but we the audience know that the circumstances that trigger that berserk rage, the presence of a Dai Kaiju that Kafka won't fight, and an imminent threat to the little guy's life and weirdly human limbs, that clearly wasn't going to happen here. There would be plenty of Dai Kaiju, of course, but Kafka was going to be 110% down with fighting them, and even that feral deputy director told Big Daddy Shinomiya to dial it way back and keep number 2 in its case, so not even that temptation would be there for the little guy. It was pretty clear to us, the audience, that there would be no Kaiju number 8 rampage. Then why did Matsumoto keep harping on the rampage idea? Then I saw Narumi's 2nd custom weapon, and I had an idea. What if instead of Kafka losing control, Narumi did? That was dead Kaiju flesh that connected directly to Captain Narumi's brain, and a 1v1 with a Kaiju number 9 controlled Narumi would put Kafka in a heck of a bind. It might even make it look like he had gone berserk. So that was my theory, the one I was running with, because I just assumed that Kaiju was going to go after Narumi to get at his eyes. But no, Matsumoto decided, why provide a predictable plot twist when he could provide a plot twist with a tragedy attached to it? So now, are Kaiju number 8 and Kaiju number 2 going to get themselves a rematch out in the open air? Alright. Because if Kaiju number 9 can worm his way into control of the number 2 weapon and Shinomiya, and this actually ties way back into my original Hikari Shinomiya theory, because this, again, it provides a vector that supports the weakest point in that theory. But do you think number 8 and number 2 are going to have a rematch in the next chapter? Leave a comment below. We have 2 weeks at least to wait for our answers, and we can pass the time fastest by exchanging theories. On that note, as soon as Grimsaber posts this video on this chapter, go listen to it. I heard his dad instincts activate straight through the core of the earth, and he should have a banger of a video out on this when he does. And while you're waiting for that, you can go buy my book on Indiegogo, Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote. October 31st is your very last chance to get it. And peace out, my wonderful viewers. Humans are weird. We took a vote. Available on Indiegogo for the month of October 2020 and available for in demand through November. Humans Are Weird. We Took a Vote. Monty Python meets Star Trek in the second book of Human Absurdity, a short story collection that will have you chuckling for years to come. Humans Are Weird. We Took a Vote. Available on Indiegogo. Go and get your copy now.